Picture this scenario. You wake up every morning with the same routine. Coffee, shower, breakfast, and somewhere in between, you find yourself engaging in what has become a daily ritual. Sound familiar? If you're nodding along, you're definitely not alone. Millions of men around the world follow this exact pattern, yet most have no idea what it's actually doing to their bodies and minds. The internet is flooded with myths, half-truths, and conflicting advice about male sexuality, leaving you more confused than informed. Some sources claim daily release is the secret to optimal health, while others warn it could be slowly damaging your performance and well-being. The truth is, neither extreme tells the whole story. What if I told you that this simple daily act could be simultaneously boosting your immune system while potentially sabotaging your fertility? Or that it might be helping you sleep better at night, but also rewiring your brain in ways you never expected? The reality is far more complex and fascinating than most people realize. Today, we're going to cut through all the noise and examine what actually happens to your body when you ejaculate every single day. We'll explore the surprising benefits that research has uncovered, the potential risks that nobody talks about, and most importantly, how to find the balance that works specifically for you. Before we dive deep into this topic, I want to make something crystal clear. This video is for educational purposes and does not replace professional medical consultation. For personalized advice, or if you have specific health concerns, always consult with qualified healthcare specialists or medical centers. Let's start by understanding what actually occurs in your body during ejaculation. The moment you reach climax, your brain becomes a chemical factory, releasing a powerful cocktail of hormones and neurotransmitters. This isn't just about pleasure, it's about a complex biological process that affects multiple systems throughout your entire body. Your nervous system fires electrical signals at lightning speed, your cardiovascular system kicks into high gear, and your endocrine system floods your bloodstream with chemical messengers that will influence how you feel for hours afterward. The first major benefit of daily ejaculation involves this incredible hormone release. Every time you climax, your brain produces substantial amounts of endorphins, which are essentially your body's natural morphine. These powerful chemicals don't just create feelings of pleasure, they actively reduce pain perception and elevate your mood in ways that can last for hours. Simultaneously, your brain releases dopamine, the same neurotransmitter that's activated when you eat your favorite meal or accomplish a major goal. This creates a natural reward cycle that can genuinely improve your mental state. But that's not all. Your body also produces oxytocin during orgasm, often called the bonding hormone because it promotes feelings of connection and trust. Even during solo sessions, oxytocin helps reduce cortisol levels, which is your primary stress hormone. Finally, serotonin gets released, contributing to overall feelings of well-being and emotional stability. This hormonal symphony is why many men report feeling more relaxed, confident, and emotionally balanced when they maintain regular sexual release. Studies have shown that men who ejaculate regularly tend to have lower baseline stress levels and better emotional regulation throughout their daily lives. The second significant benefit relates to sleep quality, and this connection is more scientifically robust than many people realize. After ejaculation, your body releases prolactin, a hormone that directly induces feelings of relaxation and drowsiness. This isn't just a psychological effect, it's a measurable physiological response. Research published in the Journal of Sleep Research found that men who ejaculated within 2 hours of bedtime fell asleep an average of 12 minutes faster than those who didn't. The sleep benefits extend beyond just falling asleep quickly. The same hormone release that creates post-orgasm relaxation also promotes deeper, more restorative sleep cycles. Your body enters REM sleep more efficiently, and you're less likely to experience middle-of-the-night awakenings. For men who struggle with insomnia or anxiety-related sleep disorders, this natural sedative effect can be remarkably beneficial. Better sleep quality translates directly into improved cognitive function, better emotional regulation, and increased energy levels during waking hours. The third major benefit involves your cardiovascular system through a process called vasodilation. During sexual arousal and orgasm, your heart rate can increase to between 120 and 160 beats per minute, similar to moderate intensity exercise. This cardiovascular workout causes your blood vessels to expand, improving circulation throughout your entire body. Regular vasodilation helps maintain vessel flexibility and can contribute to better long-term heart health. A study published in the American Journal of Cardiology followed over 1,000 men for 5 years and found that those who had regular orgasms showed improved cardiovascular markers, including better blood pressure regulation and reduced arterial stiffness. The researchers noted that the cardiovascular benefits were most pronounced in men who maintained consistent sexual activity, whether with partners or through masturbation. Think of daily ejaculation as a form of cardiovascular maintenance, keeping your circulatory system active and healthy. Perhaps the most scientifically compelling benefit involves prostate health and cancer prevention. This connection has been studied extensively over the past 2 decades, with consistently positive results. The landmark research comes from Harvard Medical School, where researchers followed 29,342 men from 1992 to 2010. The results, published in European Urology, showed that men who ejaculated 21 or more times per month had a 20% lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to those who ejaculated 4 to 7 times per month. The biological mechanism behind this protection is fascinating. Your prostate gland produces prostatic fluid, which makes up about 30% of your semen. When you ejaculate regularly, you're essentially flushing out this gland, preventing the buildup of potentially harmful substances and old cellular material. The prostate contains high concentrations of zinc and other minerals that, when allowed to accumulate without regular release, may contribute to inflammation and cellular changes that can lead to cancer. Additional research from the University of Nottingham found that men who maintained high ejaculation frequencies throughout their 20s and 30s showed the strongest protective effects against prostate cancer later in life. This suggests that consistency matters more than just occasional high-frequency periods. The protective mechanism appears to be cumulative, building stronger defenses over time. The fifth benefit involves immune system enhancement, which might surprise many people. Sexual arousal and orgasm trigger measurable changes in your immune function. Research published in Neuroimmunomodulation found that sexual activity increases levels of immunoglobulin A, which is one of your body's primary antibodies responsible for defending against respiratory and digestive tract infections. The immune benefits work through multiple pathways. First, the physical act of sexual arousal increases white blood cell production, particularly natural killer cells that help fight off viruses and abnormal cells. Second, the stress reduction effects of orgasm lower cortisol levels, which, when chronically elevated, suppress immune function. Men who ejaculate regularly tend to have more robust immune responses to common infections like colds and flu. A German study tracked 112 men over 4 months and found that those who had orgasms at least twice per week showed 30% fewer sick days compared to those who had less frequent sexual release. The researchers attributed this to both direct immune system stimulation and indirect benefits from better sleep and lower stress levels. Now that we've explored the potential benefits, it's crucial to examine the other side of this equation. Daily ejaculation isn't universally beneficial, and there are several important risks and downsides that deserve serious consideration. The first major concern involves the development of compulsive behavior patterns. There's a significant difference between enjoying daily sexual release and feeling compelled to engage in it. Healthy sexual behavior should enhance your life, not control it. If you find yourself unable to focus on work, social activities, or responsibilities because you're constantly thinking about your next sexual release, this may indicate the development of compulsive sexual behavior. The key warning signs include feeling anxious or irritable when you can't ejaculate, neglecting other activities to make time for sexual behavior, and continuing the behavior despite negative consequences in your personal or professional lives. Compulsive sexual behavior affects approximately 3 to 6% of adults, according to research published in the Journal of Behavioral Addictions. What makes this particularly concerning is that compulsive behavior often develops gradually, making it difficult to recognize until it has significantly impacted your life. If you suspect your daily ejaculation habit might be becoming compulsive, it's important to seek guidance from a mental health professional who specializes in sexual health. The second major risk involves using ejaculation as an emotional avoidance mechanism. Many men discover that orgasm provides temporary relief from stress, anxiety, depression, or other difficult emotions. While this can be helpful occasionally, relying on sexual release as your primary coping strategy prevents the development of more sustainable emotional management skills. Using ejaculation to consistently avoid dealing with underlying emotional issues can create a cycle where you become increasingly dependent on sexual behavior to feel emotionally stable. This pattern often leads to decreased emotional resilience and difficulty handling stress through other means. Mental health professionals recommend developing a diverse toolkit of coping strategies that might include exercise, meditation, social connection, creative pursuits, and professional counseling when needed. The third significant concern relates to fertility and sperm quality. Your body requires approximately 64 to 74 days to produce mature sperm, but it takes about 2 to 3 days to replenish sperm reserves to optimal levels after ejaculation. When you ejaculate daily, you're consistently drawing from reserves that haven't had time to fully recharge. This results in lower sperm concentration per ejaculation, reduced sperm motility, and potentially decreased sperm quality. For men who are actively trying to conceive with a partner, daily ejaculation can significantly reduce the chances of successful fertilization. Research published in Fertility and Sterility found that couples had the highest conception rates when men ejaculated every 2 to 3 days rather than daily. If you're trying to conceive, the optimal approach is to time ejaculation around your partner's ovulation window while allowing 2 to 3 days between ejaculations during the rest of the month. This maximizes both sperm quality and quantity when conception is most likely to occur. The fourth potential problem involves decreased sexual desire and sensitivity. This might seem counterintuitive, but your brain's reward system can become desensitized to constant stimulation. When you ejaculate daily, especially if you're using the same techniques or stimuli, your brain may require increasing levels of stimulation to achieve the same pleasure response. This desensitization can lead to several issues. Your spontaneous sexual desire may decrease, meaning you feel less naturally aroused throughout the day. You might find that you need more intense or varied stimulation to reach orgasm. Some men report that partnered sex becomes less satisfying because their bodies have become accustomed to specific masturbation techniques that don't translate well to sexual intercourse. The neurological basis for this involves dopamine receptor downregulation. When dopamine is released frequently, your brain responds by reducing the number of available dopamine receptors, requiring more stimulation to achieve the same reward response. Taking occasional breaks from daily ejaculation can help reset the system and restore natural sensitivity levels. The fifth and perhaps most concerning risk involves the development of sexual performance problems, particularly premature ejaculation and erectile dysfunction. This risk is especially high if your daily ejaculation habits involve rapid masturbation techniques focused solely on reaching orgasm as quickly as possible. When you consistently train your body to reach ejaculation quickly, you're essentially programming your nervous system for rapid sexual response. This conditioning can be extremely difficult to unlearn and often translates directly into premature ejaculation during partnered sex. Your body becomes accustomed to specific patterns of stimulation and timing that don't align with the typically slower pace and different sensations of sexual intercourse. This performance conditioning can create a psychological cycle that makes the problem worse. When you experience premature ejaculation during partnered sex, it often creates anxiety about future sexual performance. This anxiety can contribute to erectile dysfunction, as psychological stress directly interferes with the physiological processes necessary for maintaining erections. Research published in the International Journal of Impotence Research found that men who engaged in rapid masturbation techniques daily were significantly more likely to experience premature ejaculation during partnered sex compared to those who varied their techniques or masturbated less frequently. The good news is that these patterns can be changed through mindful practice and sometimes with the help of sex therapists who specialize in performance issues. So, what's the practical takeaway from all this information? The effects of daily ejaculation aren't universally positive or negative. They depend entirely on your individual circumstances, health status, and life goals. The key is developing self-awareness about how this behavior affects your physical health, emotional well-being, relationships, and overall quality of life. If daily ejaculation enhances your mood, improves your sleep, reduces your stress levels, and doesn't interfere with other aspects of your life, it's likely a healthy practice for you. The potential benefits we've discussed, including prostate health protection and immune system support, suggest that regular ejaculation can be an important component of male health maintenance. However, if you notice signs of compulsive behavior, if you're using sexual release to avoid dealing with emotional challenges, if you're experiencing fertility issues, or if you're having sexual performance problems, it may be time to reassess your habits. Sometimes reducing frequency, varying techniques, or taking periodic breaks can help restore balance and address these concerns. For men trying to conceive, the research clearly suggests that ejaculating every 2 to 3 days rather than daily optimizes fertility outcomes. For men experiencing performance issues, working with a qualified sex therapist can help develop healthier patterns and techniques that enhance rather than hinder sexual satisfaction. The most important principle is listening to your body and being honest about how your sexual habits are affecting your life. Sexual health is deeply personal, and what works for one person may not work for another. Regular self-reflection and honest assessment of your physical and emotional responses can help you find the approach that supports your overall health and well-being. Remember that sexual health is just one component of overall wellness. Maintaining good physical health through regular exercise, proper nutrition, adequate sleep, and stress management creates the foundation for healthy sexual function. Strong relationships, good mental health, and a sense of purpose and fulfillment in life all contribute to sexual satisfaction and overall quality of life. If you have ongoing concerns about your sexual health, fertility, or emotional well-being related to these topics, don't hesitate to consult with healthcare professionals. Urologists specialize in male reproductive health, endocrinologists can address hormone-related concerns, and sex therapists can help with performance and relationship issues. Mental health professionals can provide support if you're struggling with compulsive behaviors or using sexual activity to cope with emotional challenges. The field of sexual health research continues to evolve, and our understanding of these topics becomes more nuanced over time. Staying informed about current research while maintaining open communication with healthcare providers ensures that you can make the best decisions for your individual situation. What we've covered today represents the current scientific understanding of daily ejaculation effects, but remember that research in this field is ongoing. New studies continue to refine our knowledge about optimal sexual health practices, and recommendations may evolve as we learn more about the complex relationships between sexual behavior, physical health, and psychological well-being. The bottom line is that healthy sexuality looks different for everyone. Whether you ejaculate daily, several times per week, or less frequently, the most important factors are that your sexual behavior enhances rather than detracts from your overall quality of life, supports rather than harms your physical and emotional health, and aligns with your personal values and relationship goals. I hope this comprehensive look at daily ejaculation has given you valuable insights into how this common behavior affects male health and well-being. Understanding both the potential benefits and risks empowers you to make informed decisions about your sexual health practices. If you found this information helpful and want to learn more about men's health topics, make sure to subscribe to our channel for evidence-based content that cuts through the myths and gives you the facts you need. Drop a comment below sharing your thoughts or questions about today's topic, and don't forget to check out our other videos exploring different aspects of male health and wellness. Here's to your health and well-being. Have a fantastic day.